Hello everyone and welcome to Essex County FA's next CPD. This CPD is all around transitioning from youth to adult football. So for the next 20 minutes or so I'll be taking you through for how you can transition from youth to adult football. So into the session. The first bit we're going to look at is detailing what the youth to adult transition scheme in Essex is. What are the differences between youth and adult football? Then we're going to have a little session around working as a team, which will come a bit more clear later to why we're maybe looking into this session. The next steps, how to join the youth to adult transition scheme, and then the future opportunities that you may have going forward as you finish. So what is the youth to adult transition scheme? It's designed for any referees looking to move into adult football from youth football. So that's regardless whether you've done one season of refereeing youth football or maybe done 20, 30 years. It's designed just to help ease that development and progression into a different format of the game, may you say, which can add its own different challenges and expectations. You'll start off officiating as assistant referee on the ProKit UK Essex Olympian Football League and or the Essex and Suffolk Border League. These two leagues are at the moment step 7 on the National League system, so their Premier divisions allow us to have an assistant referees at the moment for their games. When I mean by you may be on one of these two leagues, it depends obviously where you live in Essex. If you live North Essex, so your Colchester, your Clacton, and your Braintree way, you'll be on the Border League. If you live in Central Essex, so Chelmsford or South Essex, Southend, or even into the East London area, you'll be operating on the Olympian League. The whole scheme is to give you an understanding of what adult football is. We'll go into a few of those differences a little bit later, but the scheme runs around about 6 to 12 months, so a season long, and it depends on how you as an individual progress, on how quick you can obviously come off the scheme and then move into adult football. It also allows you the opportunity to work with senior colleagues, so those going through the promotion scheme, whether it's 7-6, 6-5 or 5-4. Predominantly it will probably be the 5-4, so there will be opportunities to learn from those trying to reach the higher echelons of refereeing. There may be the odd opportunity of an observer being at the game, where they'll be able to provide yourself some feedback on how you're doing, whether it's a strength or developmental area. You also have the opportunity of working with those referees who may start to come towards the latter end of their refereeing careers, so the ones who maybe have operated higher, so maybe potentially level 4, level 3, who now want to obviously stay within the game but on a more localized area. Or even those referees have been officiating on these divisions for 20, 30 years, that are referees that are very good at handling these games of football, where they know what the players want, they know the expectations, and they've got a great insight to those divisions. So what's the difference? So as you can see, the main difference are on screen. There may be more, and some people may disagree, but these are the differences that we've come up with. The first one being obviously the speed of the game. It's quite evident when you go into adult football, the speed gets faster and get more, and of course, a bit more challenging. Very noticeable, obviously, as you progress through youth football. So if you're under 12s and moving up to under 18s, the older age groups get, the quicker the play gets. Different expectations from players, coaching staff, and spectators. Yes, expectations of everyone changes. As you go further through, especially the refereeing ladder, as you move, if you look to go through that promotion scheme, expectations become more of you. They expect more. They expect you to be in the right place at the right time and get the decisions correct all the time. There may be times in potentially in youth football you can get away with the odd decision being wrong, but as you go further through the game, that expectations gets more stringent, and there's potentially, in some occasions, more riding on it, especially if you are looking to go in the promotion scheme, because then there's the expectations from observers and meeting competencies. Obviously, this is the early stages, so the expectation generally around here is about getting those decisions right and being in and around the area of where plays are occurring. Different types of challenges, and what I mean by different types of challenges, obviously the challenge is going to be a lot more stronger, and there's going to be probably a bit more meat to it. In adult football, they're probably, you could argue, they get stuck in a bit more, but not always the case. There are going to be youth games where players do get stuck in and have a meaty challenge, but you'll probably see it more within adult football, and it can cause different challenges itself. The ways in which you manage player behaviour, very difficult to obviously player behaviour because it's all around your match control. In youth football, under 12s and 13s, you may utilise the coach to assist you in managing player behaviour. However, when you move into open age football, you'll utilise the captain a bit more, or if the captain is the challenging player, you'll try and source a player on the field that can help you maintain match control and ensure a safe conclusion to the game. You may not have that every game. All the players may be challenging you, which we have to find different techniques of ways to manage it, whether it's talking, using the stepped approach, etc., or even potential cautions or dismissals depending what's been said, what's been done. However, that is something, fortunately, comes with a lot of experience, in which techniques for certain referees will work better than others. Over the next few slides now, we're going to take you through some clips of what some of these differences may look like. So first two around speed, and then the next two are around expectations. So the first clip will always be youth, with the second clip being open age.
I'm saying not.
As you can see from this clip, ball went over the top on the far side to where the camera is. Speed of the game, probably not the quickest. This is around the under 16 age group, if I recall correctly.
Not probably the quickest of pace. However, as you can see,
As you can see from this clip, as the corner's gone in, we've got a quick breakaway for the green team, in which you can see early on in the clip the referee's having to put a bit of effort in it, a bit of oomph in it, to keep up with play, because it's a quick breakaway, the player's gone. So as you can tell with two comparisons, yes, slightly different situations. However, the speed of the game is quite evident. It's more quicker from the adult clip. And if you're not up to play, not keeping up to speed, as they say, with the speed of the game, and you're not up there, especially when this challenge goes in, it could make your life harder.
obviously here, free kick and caution would be the correct outcome, but if you're not will play, you may not see the full picture and may potentially not get.
Substitution ref.
As you can see from this clip, the yellow player has taken a breakaway down the touchline, and the blue player has just pulled him back. Looking at play reaction, not saying we're going off this all the time, the expectation from everyone here, just a box standing free kick. In reality, it's probably a caution for holding the player, stopping maybe promising attack, but the expectation from everyone in this scenario, which is again an under 16 game, is just give the free.
And then we're focusing on making sense.
Is he going to send them off as a question?
No, no. No, I feel bad as well.
Send them off.
Oh, yes. Tom, I think.
Fake injury, fake injury. They're just blowing out their shirts.
As you can tell from this click, a Hoot player went through on goal and was brought down by the red team player just outside the area, and obviously correct decision and awarded free kick, in which the referee is then eventually sent off the player for. So now we know a bit more around the differences around obviously some of the 8 between youth and adult game. Obviously the 2 primary ones being speed and probably the expectation. We're going to now move on to a bit around about working as a team. As I mentioned a bit earlier on, going part of the youth to adult transition scheme, you'll start as an assistant referee on either the Olympian or the Border League, where obviously you will be working in teams of 3, working with colleagues potentially for the first time, or you may have not done it on a regular basis or haven't done it for a number of years. So what does working as a team mean? It's about the process of working collaboratively with a group of people in order to achieve a goal. Teamwork is also often a crucial part of sport and is often necessary for colleagues to work well together, trying their best in any circumstance. Teamwork means that people will try to cooperate using their individual skills and providing constructive feedback despite any personal conflict between individuals. So teamwork is vital to any game of football. Yes, in most grassroots games, especially in youth, you won't have the privilege of having a full team of 3. However, as you move further down, further up in the refereeing scale, that opportunity becomes more apparent and becomes more available, and that's the beauty of this youth to adult transition scheme. So we've got to make sure any referee going onto the scheme is understanding of what's expected of them potentially as being an assistant referee, and how you can enhance teamwork to make the overall game better, i.e. when teamwork is working good, it's better performances from all involved. So, working as a team, assistant refereeing roles. So, for those who may not referee been an assistant before or haven't done a number of years, there's 3 roles in which an assistant referee has 3 main focus areas. The first focus area is offside. This is something 9 times out of 10 it's all on the assistant referee. There are times where the referee will obviously come involved and support, whether that's has the defender played it, or is their player impeding a goalkeeper's vision, etc, etc. However, again, in pre-match the referee will outline the expectations around offside. Next main focus is ball in out of play. Again, referee will outline in pre-match of credible areas around this. In general terms, it's the half in which you're operating in, and then as you go further into the opposing half, the referee will probably take a bit more of a lead. However, you still need assist, i.e. when the ball comes in and out of play. And the final main focus area is fouls and misconduct. Yes, as an assistant referee you can give fouls and misconduct. However, this is the referee's primary role, and they will again in pre-match tell you where they would like you to come in and not. Generally it's that 10 to 15 bubble in and around where you're positioned at that time, and whether you've got a credible view of play. And again, referees will take you through on pretty much what their expectations as you as an assistant will be on the day of the game. You're probably thinking, why have I shown you this clip? And it's a good clip for teamwork. As you notice, as the shot was taken by the Derby County player, there was a Derby County player laying on the floor, potentially in front of the goalkeeper, and potentially impeding their view. Now, this is where teamwork is key. On the day, the match officials got it correct in awarding the goal. However, this is where teamwork becomes vital and where two parts of information need to come together. One, as an assistant, you can see if that attacking player, i.e. the Derby County player in this instance, is beyond the second most rear defender, and then the referee has the second part of the information, i.e. has that Derby County player impeded the goalkeeper's vision. Obviously, luckily at this level, and the Championship, they have communication kits, they can talk down the comms. However, within the youth to adult transition scheme, we won't have that privilege. So, are there means and ways in which we can get the referee's attention? Yes. If you're looking So, another clip, Preston North End, if I believe, player on the attack and a Bristol City player has just pulled him back. Another bit of teamwork here. Again, it could be enhanced, they got the right outcome, but it could be enhanced with the assistant flagging, as the challenge is made on the referee's blind side. But again, communication was done on the comms kits. However, at the levels we'll be operating at, we won't have that, again, privilege of using communication kits. So, how can we enhance teamwork and communicate to the referee that an infringement's being made? The obvious answer is the use of the flag. So, again, another good clip of teamwork being operated within the game. Challenges come in. Is it inside? Is it outside? As the assistant referee, it is vital to obviously be able to play. The expectation is you should be able to play with this, but providing the information to the referee on whether it's inside or outside, because it could have a big impact on also the colour card to be coming. A bit more easy with this upper body challenge. It was a holding offence, so regardless of whether it's in or outside the area, it has still been a red card. However, the penalty or free kick is another big call. Again, if it's a lower body challenge, a tackle where it's a genuine attempt, if it's outside the area or potential that, it's going to be a red. If it's inside, it's going to be a caution. So it's vital, and this is where teamwork comes into imperative. how can we get that message across? The best way is obviously as soon as the challenge has gone in, if the referee's seen it and given it, the referee is potentially looking across you. Help me. Is it in? Is it not? And that's where you can either make a movement left towards the halfway line to say it's outside the area, or movement to the right towards the corner flag to say it's inside the area. Something slight like that helps the referee. It gives them. If you stand there, do nothing, it doesn't help the referee. Obviously, we'd like to hope then the referee would go then, if unsure, with the free kick. But the movement in which you can do to support the referee in this circumstance is crucial. Again, both you're going to have both pieces of information. The referee can see the infringement, you can see whether it's in or not, inside or not. And that's where teamwork comes together to help with this. Obviously, again, on the day, the referees utilise the communication kits. However, that movement or even the referee coming across to you to have that word is where that teamwork can come into play and the communication can occur. As you can see from the last clip, aerial challenges come in. Referee probably not in a credible area to see what's going on. However, the assistant's got a good view and angle of it, and this is where the referee needs the help of the assistant to get the decision. It's free kick, and from looking at the indication of the flag, obviously nothing more than a free kick. However, obviously down the comms, they'll probably be communicating a bit more, trying to get a bit more information, but again, on the levels that we'll be operating at, the referee may come over just to ask, what have you seen? And in these scenarios, I would never say, I believe it's a caution, just talk out what you've physically seen, i.e. aerial challenges come in and caught the player late. Whether it's maybe a careless challenge, reckless, use law to your advantage, and that's where it can help the referee in making and getting potentially the correct outcome of the incident. So, as you can see from this lovely little graphic on screen, teamwork together, each achieves more. If we don't work as a team, it can make our life a bit more difficult, a bit more challenging on the day. So we have to work as a team, whether it's in a team of 3, team of 4, working together, we can achieve more on the day and get the outcome that we desire. So what are the next steps? To be part of the Youth Transition Scheme, just click the link below or click it within, obviously, the little description under this video. You can get in touch with myself or George. We can provide you a little bit more information about what the scheme entails and how we can progress you further down the line. So what are the future opportunities are there? Obviously, acting as assistant referee on Supply League football, whether it's the Essex Senior League or the Furlough Nunn Eastern Counties Football League. And again, we're quite fortunate to have 2 supply leagues within Essex, both operating on different geographical areas. So depending on where you live in Essex can depend on what league you may be moved into. Acts as assistant referee on County Cup games, the BBC Essex Senior Cup, Tolson Darson Memorial Cup and Essex Thameside Trophy. Games where again you can learn from referees higher up in the scale and gives you a different understanding of the further development of obviously of the game, because these as you progress further on these competitions, teams operating within the semi-professional game. And then obviously our hope for everyone on this youth to adult transition scheme is to move into adult football, refereeing it, and then eventually the promotion scheme in which we can look to support you going from 7 to 6, 6 to 5, and hopefully then 5 to 4 and further on beyond that. So that's the end of the CPD. If you've got any questions around moving into adult football from youth football, please get in touch, whether it's via email, over the phone. Myself and George are always happy to help. If you're unsure whether you want to join it or not, again, just ask away. Whatever questions you may have, please get in touch. But other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We need the use of the flag and help our colleague out in this scenario when they've got that blind side to the scenario, whether it's holding offence, handball, or even a potential foul challenge. So anything blindside where it's credible, and in this circumstance it is credible to that assistant, I'd be happy as the referee for you to come in and assist me on that decision. Obviously, again, in pre-match the referee will outline their expectations around foul and misconduct on the field of play. However, in this scenario, that expectation is for the assistant to come in and help. You have to work with referee with electronic flags. Obviously, you can buzz, give them a little buzz, and they can come over and you can have that word. Or maybe step on the pitch trying to get the referee's attention if you're potentially not happy or not fully happy, as they would say, and then you can have that conversation. Probably wouldn't recommend putting the flag up straight away, because then the expectation from everyone is the goal is going to be ruled offside. So we don't want to put that straight away until that final decision has been made between yourself and the referee of what outcome you're going to have. Very good piece of work of teamwork in this instance. Obviously they were talking over the communication kits, but we have to find other means and ways of communicating with the referee. Or denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. Big decision to be made. Expectations is, as a referee, that's what you need to do. You're there to do your job. Obviously, this is around, I think, a step 5, step 6 game on the National League system. However, even if it was step 7 or any other adult game within the grassroots game, the expectation is to send the player from the field of play. Maybe in youth football, it may not be the obvious as a goal scoring opportunity, and people may think you can get away with a caution. Obviously, this is down to opinion. However, in the adult game, the expectation and the outcome that is expected is the dismissal of the player. Free kick, give and go, which obviously maybe in adult football may not be the case, and which we'll see from the next clip. Give the foul, or even potentially go a bit more extreme, potentially go red card because you think it's dogzo. And that's why it's evident that you need to obviously keep what we're playing, get those nice viewing angles. The next 2 clips are around the expectations, so we'll start off with the youth football clip. See the referee not maybe putting in as much effort as you may see in an adult game. However, there's still some pace to it, but something maybe some may not consider as challenging, which is not too bad. Now we'll move on to the adult clip and we can compare the difference.